Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? It's another Ashdown Comics night, Storytime Live, where you'll never know if YouTube is going to just shut down the stream arbitrarily, being shut down by the man. How many other streams do you know you have that sort of excitement? Oh, man. I'm hearing background noise. Man, my mic is picking up my computer. Let me know if you guys hear like a humming sound or not. Or if it's just me hearing it through my headphones. How you guys doing? How's it going? I'm a little disheartened, man. I'm a little bit, how do you say, like intimidated, I guess, now. It's like, I don't know if my streams are going to last anymore. Oh boy. See, let's, Dragon Majesty says, yeah, I thought he was going to go without music to stop the premature endings. Well, I just, I went with some music that's like how do I say, it's non like corporate, you know, like there's not a record label. I found this music online and bought it off of Bandcamp. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Bandcamp as a website for like indie music makers and stuff. And so I think, you know, the big reason you get canned for music on YouTube is because these crazy ass record companies are just incredibly aggressive at pursuing, you know, copyright infringement, stuff like that. There's some music I've played where nothing's happened. And then other times, you know, especially if it's Warner Brothers, holy crap. Warner Brothers is like instantaneous. I did I don't know if you guys ever listened to that. My very, very first story time, as a matter of fact, I did for the Detective Comics 1000. Before the comic came out, there was a preview, and like a free 8-page preview of one of the stories in the book. It would happen to be the Brian Michael Bendis one, which, you know, immediately it gets some groans from the audience, but it didn't suck, actually. The story was actually one of the better stories in the book. And I thought, you know, it's only 8 pages. It's a free preview. I don't feel like I'm infringing on copy, you know, because they're giving it away free online. And I was like, you know, I wanted to try this thing. So I did a reading of the book, and I did it a little bit better than I do, you know, here live. I actually I did multiple takes, to try to get it right. And I put some background music in, and it just so happened I found some music from the Dark Knight Rises soundtrack, and it fit like perfect. And, you know, I was like, I kind of figured, you know, I was probably going to be what, well, I was like, whatever. It's a 6-minute video. It's not long. Before the video was even uploaded, like I was in the process of uploading the video. It wasn't even finished. It wasn't even published. And Warner Brothers Music flagged it. It's like, but whatever. What are you going to do? But fortunately, it's not one of those things where it's a copyright claim is not a strike. It's a little different. Copyright claim just means that the copyright holder, the owner, whoever claimed, is basically saying, hey, that's ours. And what they do is they put a claim on your video. So the video gets monetized, and then the monetization goes to them. So basically, every time you watch that video, Warner Brothers makes like a half a penny or something. I don't know what the rates are. Nothing was going to go to me anyways. I didn't lose anything, but that's how that works. It's not that big of a deal, which is why usually these live videos I haven't figured is a big deal. But then I guess some record companies can just be like, we don't want to do a claim, just strike it. And strike just means like take it down. And then you're just like, really? You don't even want to. It's one thing, I guess, if you're using the copyrighted material inappropriately, right? I can understand that, right? If you if you make a video and you have like Mickey Mouse running around doing really inappropriate things, Disney's going to just be like, no, take that shit down. But if you make a video that just happens to sing the song or something, you know, that doesn't infringe, like it doesn't hurt the status of the copyright at all, then I would think they would just leave it up. That's not always the case. Anyways, I haven't even gone to see who was first tonight. Dragon Majesty was first. How do you know about that? He was the first guy I read too. Melissa is first too. I don't think that's how that works, Melissa. Ryuk224 says, aw, shucks. And then Jimmy comes in and goes, hey. Hey back, Jimmy. Eric, I don't know why I said Eric's brain. It's not plural Eric's. He's in the house. He doesn't care about me, though. He's shouting out to the audience. Computer Robots is here to take over the planet. He says, hello, everyone. And Ash, please don't let what's going on in the world stress you out. You're a strong man, and we'll get through this. Well, I wish I was a strong man. I wish I was. Man, if what's going on in the world is not stressing you out, well, let me first say that I'm happy for you. And second of all, are you crazy? How can this shit not stress you out? Chris asks, is Computer Robots an agent of Skynet? I can answer that. He's not an agent of Skynet. He is Skynet. Let's see. Melissa says, Ash playing NES. Yeah. That music is, what is that? It's BitTunes is the type of this music. It's where they like use the old 8-bit or 16-bit electronic soundboards to basically make music with, and it has that old video game sound. It was really popular like 10 years ago. There was a whole craze of BitTunes. It's still around. This one is called Phantomank. If you're curious, I'll type it in the chat. Phantomank. And you can also find it on Google Play Music, if you have Google Play Music. It's up there, so you don't even have to buy it if you have this subscription, which I recommend. I like it. I pay the $9.95 a month. I have the Google Play Music, so I have access to all the music that I want, and for just a monthly fee. You don't have to buy anything. You can listen to all the music. You can download it, and stuff like that. Plus, the reason I got this, the reason I switched over, I used to have Spotify once upon a time. First of all, Spotify's library back in the day, it sucked. Google has a lot more weird stuff that I would appreciate. But also, you get Google Premium. It used to be called Google Red. Or not Google, sorry, YouTube. YouTube Red. It used to be called YouTube Red. Now it's called YouTube Premium or whatever, which as a double benefit, it used to be you just didn't have to see advertisements, which most people go, I don't really care. But believe me, once you start watching YouTube without ads, you're like, oh, and then you go back to what you're like, oh, fuck, I can't stand these ads. Nothing like watching like a 30-second YouTube video and then there's like a 10-second ad that won't go away. I hate those ads that won't let you skip. You're like, this ad will, or the video will continue when the ad is finished. You're like, what? Or if you don't have your phone or your whatever player, your computer, whatever nearby while you're, because like sometimes I'll put YouTube on, then I'll be like washing dishes or doing something on the other side of the house, and I'm listening to it, and then this commercials come on, and some of these commercials are like 10 seconds and they're gone. That's fine. Some of these commercials are like 45 freaking minutes. Like, and if you don't hit the skip button, it'll just play like a whole new program. You're like, what the hell? And I gotta stop. That's annoying. Yeah, don't have to worry about the ads. But then the second thing is, of course, nowadays, they started a couple years ago, YouTube started doing original content. And man, their original content sucked when it started out. Really sucked. However, then they came and they made Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is pretty amazing. Some of the best writing for a TV show I've ever seen in my life, because Cobra Kai has no budget whatsoever. You watch the show and you're just like, these guys just went out to whatever part of LA that it takes place in, and they just found like a little like a little Motel 6 or something. They just found a couple of like shooting locations, like a car dealership, and you could tell they have no budget, but they wrote around it, and the writing is so incredible that you forget about it. You forget that they don't have, great choreographed fight. I mean, it's a show about the Karate Kid, essentially a sequel to the Karate Kid, and you would think that there would be like fighting and stuff, and there is here and there, but mostly they realize that they can't pull that off too easily, so they don't have a lot of fighting. And you think, oh well, that's stupid, I don't want to watch it. But no, it's really well done. Anyways, I'm a big fan of that. Let's see, what is there? Just a bunch of hate. Everyone's just giving claps on their backs. Everyone's just saying hello to everyone, which I shouldn't really complain, because that's kind of what we're here for. So I guess keep that up. Everyone's friends with each other. That's cool. Seeing a lot of names that I was going to say I am used to, I guess. But RDV's in the house. Say hello to Real Dr. Vankman, except no substitutes. He's normally not here, and then I just see his chat says he's heading to bed. Okay, well, great seeing you, Vankman. Christopher says, shut it down. You're doing great, Ash. Thank you. RDV says, by the time he gets to the book, the stream will be shut down. It might be. I still don't know why I'm getting shut down. YouTube won't tell me. So who knows? Just cross our fingers. I'm trying to narrow down and avoid certain things that YouTube might say. This is, again, stream. Tonight, I'm drinking a nice refreshing beverage, drinking some cherry 7-Up. It's delicious. Let's see. Computer Robot says, to be honest, how I feel about the Alan Scott from the pre-Flashpoint being gay is out of left field, because the character has been established as straight and has been married twice. The character has 2 children, Jade and Obsidian. I think Alan Scott being gay in the New 52's version of Earth 2 works because that's a different universe and has been established that way, and we get to know that the version of Alan Scott. Let's see. Chris says, and today on Ash and Comments, listen to Ash ramble. Why you gotta say that? That's kind of what I do. That's my shtick. I ramble. I don't know a whole lot about Alan Scott. I don't know a whole lot about DC Comics. I'm still learning. Our boy Eric Breen, who usually goes silent midway through the stream, I don't know if he's still around, but he could answer more. I would like to learn more about Alan Scott. But here's the thing, that as I understand it, I only heard about this Alan Scott thing kind of on Twitter, and I'm like, what, he's gay? What's going on? I don't know, but the DC universe that we have now is the New 52 DC universe. Like, New 52 didn't end. So now there are some things like Superman is not the New 52 Superman. The New 52 Superman died. So New 52's, or the Superman we have now, is a different Superman than the New 52. Of course, he was kind of that way in the New 52 as well. Anyway, that's a longer story. So I don't know, is the Alan Scott really from pre-Flashpoint? Because the whole point of Flashpoint was that's gone. Only Superman escaped it, which is why we have the current Superman that we have, which unfortunately is ruined. It's great. It's just freaking great. Oh, why'd you bring me down that rabbit hole? RDV says, could be some haters you picked up on Twitter. Yeah, that definitely could be. There's plenty of haters out there, and they just love to cancel people and report people and generally make the world a freaking miserable place because they're miserable. And it really sucks. Tahilim says, maybe the YouTube moderators have a crush on you. I doubt that. Nala says, I'm only here for the Ash Ramble. Thanks. Comic Quirks with Jimmy says, "Oh God, if you think turning him gay is bad, no one mentioned Iceman." Well, funny you should mention Iceman, Jimmy, because reading Iceman 2 days ago apparently got me canned off of YouTube. But I still have a channel. They haven't said my channel is going to go away. Knock on wood. It's not like I want it to go away. RDV says, "I just started reading Stars and Stripe." I don't know what that is. It sounds like a goofy name. Christopher Barker says, "Ash, DC Comics ends at Flashpoint for me." Well, that's too bad. Earth is pretty awesome. So, yeah. I don't know if you just stopped at Flashpoint and you haven't read anything afterwards, so you're just taking a guess that you won't like it, or if you did read it and go, "Oh, this is all shit, I'm done, I'm just," like kind of how I am with X-Men. Like X-Men kind of ends with Chris Claremont's first retirement. He's come back so many times. That X-Men kind of ends for me there. I've tried, and it just, nah. But that's how that is. Dragon Mashy says, "No, Alan Scott is post Flashpoint. They made the Earth 2 change in 2012. Okay. RDV says, "Stargirl, the one the TV series is based off." Oh, Stars and Stripes. Stargirl's in that. Okay. It's still a goofy name. Okay, Stars and Stripe was Jeff Johns' first series. The Courtney Whitmire Stargirl came from it. I'm guessing the Courtney Whitmire Stargirl is the one the TV shows. I haven't seen the TV show at all. I tend to not be interested in the superhero TV shows. I used to be like, "Oh, they're making a show of this," and I'm like, and now more often than not, they're not good. Or even if they're okay, the comics are just so much better, and I don't know. It just don't interest me. I'm really picky with my television, and if I have to watch non-superheroes stuff to get good television, then so be it. But speaking of good superhero television, I'm really looking forward to The Boys season 2. I almost didn't finish the first season, but I powered through it and got to the end, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this has got me. This is good stuff." Hopefully they don't drop the ball in season 2. I've heard they're making some weird changes, and I don't know, but that was a pretty good show. Let's see. Melissa says, "New 52 is hipster garbage. Also, I hate Hot Topic female Deadpool who stole Harley Quinn's name." Yeah, I can kind of agree with you there. I don't have a problem with New 52 as much, but the Harley Quinn comments I do. I mean, I prefer, the more classic DC, but I don't have this animosity towards New 52. Now, granted, I'm not a big DC guy, so it's not like my world was upended and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Like, old time readers would be. But, I read the last story arc of the New 52 Superman. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a better death of Superman than the classic one that Dan Jurgens did. And that's not a bagging on Dan Jurgens. That's speaking praise for whoever did the New 52 one. I forget who did it. I like New 52 Batman, just the Scott Snyder run. So there were some good things, I think, in New 52. It's not the way DC should have gone, and I think Rebirth really changed course in a very perfect way. Because like I said, you took the New 52 universe and you just altered the direction, and you brought back the hope, which is what New 52 lost. And the ship was going right. Until Jeff Johns stepped down and Dan Didio took over creative control, and now we know where we are. That was too bad. Let's see. Ash watches TV with his pinky extended. No, but I do drink my cherry 7-Up with my pinky extended. So good. All right. Apparently people who hate Deadpool also hate Harley Quinn are now complaining about there being too much. Joker, which character will be next? I think people hate Harley Quinn partly because she's overdone, partly because she feels like she's a weak copy of Deadpool. Not that the character's concept is a copy of Deadpool, but they've taken the character and they've tried to fit her in the Deadpool box and do the same things for DC what Deadpool did for Marvel. And then I also think people hate her because the original Harley Quinn was so cool, and this new one is stupid. So I don't know. That's my thoughts. Let's see. Christopher Barker says computer robots onto that to boiling rage to power my Red Lantern ring. What is he going to answer? I didn't see the question. Oh well. Miranya's here. Hey Miranya, how you doing? She says, for me, Venkman, too much Batman who laughs, or the idea that Batman needs to be the focus for everything. That's too much for me. It's funny how people say there's like too much Batman who laughs when like Joker and Harley are just all over the place and people are like, it's too much Batman who laughs. Like, Batman Who Laughs was part of the original Metal story arc back in 2018. And then they did a mini series called Batman Who Laughs in 2019. And then he also was in the first story arc for Batman and Superman. He's popped here and there around for the Year of the Villain stuff. But that's it. Like, it's not like Batman Who Laughs really is that used. It's really weird, but yet Joker and Harley are like 10 times as much, and everyone just seems to ignore it. I mean, Harley has her own book, you know. It's not like Batman Who Laughs has his own book. That's just my opinion. I think Batman Who Laughs is somewhat interesting. A little contrived, but somewhat interesting. And he creates some differences. Honestly, I'm just tired of the same old Batman villains over and over. It's like, how many times? Oh, another Two-Face story. Oh, look, another, Dr. Freeze story. Another Joker story. It's just recycle the villains over and over and over. I'm ready for new stuff. That's why I like this designer thing. Like, he looks really stupid, but I'm just like, he's fresh. He's just different. It's not the same tired retreads that DC gets stuck in. Ronnie says, I hate overexposure of characters that do not belong in every single book that a company pulls out. See the Wolverine effect. Well, I can understand that, Marania, but Batman Who Laughs was like one of the predominant villains of the DC universe. I mean, it wasn't like he's just like a Dr. Octopus character. I mean, Batman Who Laughs was kind of like a Thanos level villain. And if you remember, like, when Thanos made it big from Infinity Gauntlet, now there's a character that's been overused. How many years now is it since Infinity Gauntlet? 30 something? And the dude is still all over the place. You want to talk about an overused character. But I think Batman Who Laughs, I mean, it makes sense that he's had the level of visibility that he's had because he's that level of villain, right? He's not just a Batman villain. He's an entire DC Universe villain. But I can also understand that you don't like to see him all the time either. I just think that the perception of how much that he's been around is more than it actually is. I think people are more sensitive, probably because Batman Who Laughs is a really weird character, and he's It's probably easier to get sick of quicker. You're just like, okay, I've had enough of him. Let's see. Well, all right. So trying to read all these comments. You guys are pretty talkative tonight. Melissa says, beware the Batman failed because no Joker. People love Joker and Penguin, Riddler, and the others. I think you're trying to say that Batman failed as a comic because there was no Joker. I'm not... Okay. Those aren't necessarily bad characters. That's not what I'm saying. But the comic runs stale if you just keep recycling these characters over and over and over again. It's like, how many times has Batman just got to thwart these guys and throw them into Arkham, and they got back out, and they're doing their same old shtick, and Batman beats them up and throws them back into Arkham, and it just becomes silly to me. I've been reading Batman now consistently. I mean, I read him in the past, but I started collecting comics back in about middle of 2018. So 2 years now, and we've had multiple Dr. Freeze? Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze. Why did I say Dr. Freeze? Mr. Freeze stories, more than two Two-Face stories, multiple Joker stories, multiple Riddler stories, multiple Bane stories. And it's just like, I'm just tired of it. I think Joker's a character you should bring out at this point, like once every maybe every 5 years. Like, Joker should be put into like the Hall of Fame type. He just bring him out once in a while and make it and people will flip over it. The reason why there's the Wolverine effect is because Wolverine didn't used to guest star in a book. It was rare. And then when Wolverine did, people were like, oh shit, this is going to be on. Like, I gotta see. And it was exciting. And then, of course, the Wolverine effect came in, where it's like Wolverine was all over the place, and everyone got sick of Wolverine, including me. Wolverine used to be my favorite comic book character. And there you go. Marani says, it's like you said, Ash, about the Infinity Gauntlet. Used once, fine. Twice, maybe. More than that, it's now a MacGuffin plot device on the lines of Barf and the Cosmic Cube. Yeah. Yeah, those plot devices are... Rex says Ash is a Joker hater. I'm not a Joker hater. I think Joker's cool. I'm actually... My point is to keep them cool, like preserve them. These characters will be more special if you use them very, very sparingly. If you use them just all the time, they just become, I don't know, like a frozen burrito. Just like whatever. Just throw in the microwave, eat it. It gives you some sustenance, but you didn't really enjoy it. Tonight, I don't know what to read. I was thinking about finishing that Iceman book, but then I was like, nah, that might get my shit canned. I don't know. So, give me some suggestions, people. What do we do? What do we do? I was thinking about doing some Golden Age stuff, but I don't think Comixology has any Golden Age stuff. Like, open, what is it? The domain, free domain, whatever happens when you, like, your copyrights expire. I forget what the term is called. So, yeah. I'm a little bit tired tonight, too, by the way. That's why if you hear me sounding a little bit off, we've been having some contractors doing housework here, and I've had to be up crack of dawn. Public domain, thanks, Dragon Majesty. And I'm used to staying up late, getting up a little bit late, but not been getting much sleep. Melissa says, God, no Iceman, please. Oh, Iceman was fun. I cannot find Golden Age stuff. But then again, Comixology does not have a great search tool to help you find anything like that. So, look up Superman Aliens. Superman Aliens is amazing. According to Jimmy. I've never read it. Concept always seemed a little goofy to me. Are you sure it's called Superman Aliens? I have Superman, Batman versus Aliens and Predator. Holy crap. You want to talk about silly. Let's just mix it all up together. Hey, Sergeant Bats has shown up in the house. What's up, Sergeant Bats? Yeah, I can't find Superman Aliens on Comixology. I typed it in and it was a no-go. It was no-go. Oh, you know what I haven't read? I think we have a Batman Adventures Continue issue 6 I haven't read. Didn't that come out? No. Let's see. Batman. Yes, number 6 did come out. Did I buy it? I didn't buy it. Well, here we go. Look at this. I'm going to buy us a comic book live on air. I can't read Batman 93 because I don't have Batman 93. And I'm not going to buy it digitally because I buy it physically. Let's see. Proceed to checkout. Look at this. Here we go. Batman, 84 cents plus tax. Imagine if comics cost that. I don't know how many more people would probably buy comics. But I get it. I get they can't sell for that much usually. Bats, I don't think you... Did you see aliens? They don't get beat up by a chick. They're pretty much running from the aliens the whole time. And then she manages to get one into outer space when she uses the big payloader thing, which is like a giant mech suit. That's one thing I like about James Cameron is he doesn't pull that stupid bullshit of like, hey, look, here's a chick and she's just all, like, can do everything because she's a girl. Like, he does have a lot of female protagonists in his stories, but they're usually very realistic. Like Sarah Connor, she could shoot some guns, like in the second Terminator, and she had some knowledge to take care of herself from the first film, but she wasn't going around like beating up Terminators and stuff. Like, she still had to run. She still had to rely on Arnold Schwarzenegger to protect her. And in the first movie, she had to rely on Reese. Yeah, I like James Cameron films a lot. All right, so where's my book? Here it is. Boom, Batman Adventures number 6. I tried looking up Superman versus Aliens, Jimmy, and I didn't find it. But here's what we got. This is what you're going to get, and you're going to like it, because everyone likes Batman, especially when it's Paul Dini. Am I right? Am I right, or am I right? I'm probably not right, but this is going to be fun. I really enjoy these stories. I miss Batman, the animated series. If DC, you got this whole DC streaming service, right? Which, is the DC streaming service going away? If it's going away, I don't know what I can't keep track. It's like you got the whole HBO Max and the DC shows going over there, but then I'm like, what about the DC streaming? And then they got the CW and the CW shows. It's really all confusing to me. But if DC was smart, instead of doing some of the shows that they're doing, bring this back. Right? That's at least my opinion. Bats is dipping out because of spoilers. Fair enough, Bats. I understand. I mean, this is going to get a full read, so if you prefer to read it and not hear my voice in your head, then I understand. The idea is not to spoil the book, but to actually read the book and to get to enjoy it. But like I said, I understand if you want to dip out and read it on your own time. More power to you. Peace. Let's see. Ash should read some Didio because they both dislike legacy characters. Okay. Sergeant Bat says new Terminator says otherwise. I was talking about James Cameron Terminator Bats. So everything after Terminator 2 doesn't count. Hey, Breen is awake. Welcome back, old man. Are you nodding off like old Joe Biden there? Eric Breen reminds me of Joe Biden. Maybe we should just call him Eric Biden from now on. Bats hasn't read any of these. Okay, I understand now. Waiting for the trade. Yeah, I can see that. They're less than $1, so I figured I'd pick them out digitally. So 6 issues has cost me like $5 so far. I think the trade's going to be more expensive than that. So I'm cool. I was able to get some DC books during the COVID, but the COVID's still going on. Really weird. Sleepy Breen. All right, here we go. I'm about to start. So if you're not wanting to be spoiled, now is the dip out time. Or just mute the channel and you can just sit and chat and not watch it. I guess you could do that too. But here we go. Batman, The Adventures Continue. Mentors, Part 4. By Alan Burnett and Paul Dini. Artist Ty Templeton. And a bunch of other people. I'm holding you to that, Slade. Don't disappoint. You gotta be kidding. 24 hours? And Batman will be dead. The less time he has to think, the better. So you'd better hammer this out tonight. We've got a big payoff coming, and I'm not merely talking about Luther's fee. You know, the Bond film's been out a while. I figure maybe we can catch it after. You're grounded. That's Robin. This is me, Tim. The guy who just passed his geometry final, quite heroically, too. No. Good try, sir. My word. It's barely dusk. He's fine. They all are. It's just knockout gas. They didn't take kindly to me borrowing your signal. but it's not as much if I had much of a choice. I see you didn't bring the troops. I didn't think you would. It's less complicated this way. Where's Linz? You're gonna have to follow me for that. And don't forget, he's my catch. Dead or alive, he goes home with me. Meanwhile, at the Gotham University campus library. He not only didn't take me with him, he cut off all contact. I have no idea where he is. After all these years. Years? Okay. A year, almost. You sure he hasn't contacted you? I told you, I'm working in the library. The only action I'm seeing tonight is stamping due dates. Barbara, are you still there? What's going on? Nothing, I don't think. Here's where Firefly means to do his damage. If he blows up the Tri-State Dam, the entire eastern seaboard goes dark. It's going to take more explosives than this to bring down the dam. Give me a minute. Yeah, Lynn's been busy. Can't imagine a more satisfying assignment for an arsonist like him. If it really is him. Let's make a deal, Bats. His moves have been different. Too erratic. I'll fly, and you fry. Voice sounds the same, though, without Lynn's moody, psychotic edge. And then there's his boots. 3-inch lifts. He should be taller than I am in those. But he's not. Ah! Crunch. Because this isn't Garfield Lynn's. I don't know who she is, but she's out. Can't be over 20. That's a surprise. But that's not. Whoosh. Choo. His sword has an energy component. Its slicing power extends beyond its blade. Fwing. Whoosh. Ugh. You've gone to a lot of trouble to finally use it, Slade. Surely there must be an easier way to set me up. Oh, wait. I'm reading the things wrong because of the stupid comicsology. It's called Hephaestus' Sword, Batman. The deadliest weapon ever forged, with a blade so refined even its vibrations produce a cutting edge. You've gone to a lot of trouble to finally use it, Slade. Surely there must have been an easier way to set me up. It's not just your death I want. It's your entire operation. The kids like me, you know. Especially the boy. The girl's a little hesitant right now, but I have a way with young people. First I'll kill and burn your body to a crisp. Oh, what a tragic tale that'll be. How, despite my valiant efforts to intercede, Firefly finally gets the best of the Dark Knight. Then, deeply wounded by my failure to save you, I scour the world for Firefly, the real one, who, by the way, really is in hiding with Cobra, and in terrible shape. Killing him will be child's play. And so I return to Gotham, an avenging angel. Can you imagine your protege's gratitude? I'll have them under my wing in no time, and with them, your entire enterprise. Yakety yak. And I thought Joker was a motor mouth. Chink. Well, this truly is unfortunate. I liked you both. Chink. Whoosh. But I guess a few more heads will have to roll. I told you. Leave them alone. It's... This is a Kevlar suit, Batman. You've only succeeded in making me look more menacing. The Kevlar may keep you from getting burned, but it's going to heat up. I'd guess about 10 degrees already, right, Slade? Churn. Choom. Gotta get out of this. Clong. Yeah, I never thought he was so great. There you go, sir. It's only a scratch, really. You mean you were playing possum? I thought I was saving you. By the way, I'm not grounded anymore, right? Right? Have you found any fingerprints yet? Only mine. Otherwise, it's clean. I still don't understand how this note told you where to find Batman. It was stuck in a book about old Gotham, in a chapter about the building of the Tri-State Dam. I just put two and two together. Yes, we did. You know what this means? He knows who I am. And if he knows who I am, he knows everything. Even what our opponents are doing. The question is, what does he want? And why this cat and mouse game? Next, the Wrath of Azrael. Oh. For some reason, I was thinking that this was going to be Jason Todd. But, wow. That took me. I wasn't expecting Azrael. Although I should have kind of maybe guessed because I had heard in this new version of the animated series stuff that they were approaching characters that never got to make it in the original animated series, but as part of the Batman universe, like Jason Todd, which is probably why I was guessing him. But Azrael, I guess, never got to appear either. And I think Deathstroke never did. So it's kind of cool. Maintain social distance 6 feet. Oh, Jesus. Hey, look, here's some DC propaganda for you kids. DC's doing their part. Hashtag connected together. Well, it's good to see Tony Daniel doing Batman propaganda art and not actually Batman comics. Oh, well. So exciting. Well, hopefully you guys like the story. I enjoy these stories. They're not quite as deep and involved as like the main Batman books, but I think they're fun to read. I don't think I'd pay $3.99 for them, partly because of the art. But what are you gonna do, right? Am I right? Oh, let's get back to the chat and see what I missed. Let's see. Eric Breen was freaking out about bats. And then he's nodding off again. Poor old Breen. He's just getting old. He just needs a rest. And just, sleep in get in your little lazy boy chair there. Pull up your blanket and just put on the old YouTube, and you can just listen until you fall asleep. That's what I do sometimes. Well, I don't have a lazy boy, but whatever. Eric says, "I'm still here. I'm still here. Where am I? Wait, what happened?" Marani says they have another one about staying in your bat caves. Oh, great. I just, I just don't jive. I don't know what, you guys tell me what you think about this. I know what social distancing is, right? I know the purpose of it. I know about wearing a mask, and I know the purpose of that. I understand what a pandemic is, and I understand how it's important not to spread viruses and germs, right? I understand that certain people are more prone, um, or, or in a more dangerous situation. You know, they're the virus is more threatening to people of certain groups, and I certainly don't want anyone to get sick or spread it. I don't need celebrities preaching to me about what to do. I don't need my comic companies. I don't need the TV shows. I don't need cable companies. I don't need corporations going out and putting PSAs and stuff and like, oh, y'all stay home. We're in this together. No, shut the F up. I'm a grown man. I don't need to be talked to by these companies like I'm some sort of invalid, or not even invalid, like I'm a baby. Like I'm just like, oh, what should I do? Oh, good. DC tells me to stay 6 feet apart. Okay. Thanks, DC. I wasn't sure what to do, but now I am. Ooh, like they think we're all just morons. And I don't know. To me, it's aggravating. It's 3 months in. Do you think that we didn't understand why we weren't getting your comics for 3 months, DC? like, social distance. Oh, there's a pandemic? What? What's going on? Shut the hell up. Computer Robot says, oh, Ash, I loved your reaction to the main social distancing advertisement. Yeah, thanks. I wish more people had a reaction like that. Batman wouldn't stay in his Batcave for a virus. Damn straight. Marania says, those PSAs harken to the old days of promoting war bonds and stamps and so on. Kinda. But here's the thing. Buying war bonds and things like that, that's a promotion of things that need to happen, right? And it's a variable concept. It's not about like, hey, there's a pandemic on, so keep your social distance. Okay, we know this. We've been told this. It's been crammed down our throats for 3 solid months. Oh, social distance? Oh, shit. Good thing you told me. I was about to forget. That there's a pandemic on. Like, this is overdone as treating me like I'm a baby. Now, war bonds, on the other hand, right? It's not like a one and done thing. War bonds are variable. Hey, the war's still going on. We really need to have some more war bond, like, help the effort, and it's like you're trying to sell something. War bonds were optional, right? It wasn't like you have to social distance. That's this on the web. Oh, is my Google responding to me? Social distancing, wearing a mask, these are like hard and true things. Like, it's just like, it's binary, it's on or off. You either have to wear a mask or you don't. And if you know you have to wear one, then you already know. You don't need someone reminding you every day. But war bonds are optional. It's like, no, maybe I want to buy a war bond. Maybe I don't. Do I feel like supporting the war? How much do I want to buy? I don't know. And so you're trying to constantly sell them. I get it. You're right. I don't know. Hopefully I'm explaining that right. Hopefully you get the difference. It would be instead of trying to say, please buy war bonds, if it was like, don't forget, there's a war on. We're fighting Germans. Really? It's only been going on for 4 freaking years. Thanks for telling me. Like, that's kind of how it equates to me. But maybe that's just me. Eric says, we're going to see a major push in the blue states to lock back down. We already are, man. Wisconsin's going full on Nazi. Did you guys hear what's going on in Oregon? I shit you not. This is not a joke. I have to disclaim this. This is not a joke. Oregon is pushing for an order to only have white people wear masks. If you're non-white, you don't have to wear masks. But if you're white, you have to wear a mask. This is not an Onion article. This is not from Babylon Bee. This is reported by the New York Post. I shit you not. That's where we're at. Oregon is the first one to go full-on racist. Only whites have to wear masks. Woo! I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. If you're not, say don't stress, Ash. Oregon is right north of me. I'm in California. California, by the way, my state, California, we haven't flipped our lids that much. Thankfully, there is a more completely ludicrously left state than my state. We're not the worst, I guess, if that's a way to look at it. But in California, guess what California is doing? California is repealing its civil rights laws that prohibit the state from discriminating against people due to their race. I shit you not. California is trying to repeal racial discrimination. You can't make this shit up. It hasn't passed. It hasn't been repealed yet, but that's what it's going through. Yeah. And this is what the liberals are voting for. I tell people all the time, the liberals are racist. The party of slavery are the Democrats. They are the party of anti-civil rights. They voted against civil rights. They voted against the 13th Amendment. They have voted against this since the beginning. People say, oh, Ash, and now they're doing it. Now they're trying to push a repeal of the civil rights laws. Right in front of our faces. Black Lives Matter, but we're pushing for racial discrimination. Unbelievable. Melissa says, Ash, in case your stream gets flagged, I'm saying goodnight. I know. I'm in dangerous territory. I'm gonna shut up now and see if that goes. Let's see. Comics Quirk says, in my state, Washington, we have to wear a mask in and outdoors, or $1,000 fine, or 5 days in jail. In our homes, or we can get fined or arrested. Doesn't surprise me, man. Washington, the whole left coast. Notice I said left coast is screwed up. Jimmy, you should just go move to the Chaz, because you can do whatever you want in the Chaz. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to worry about getting arrested. There's no cops. You can just be part of a hippie commune. I mean, people get murdered every day there, but, hey, what are you going to do? All right. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me, listen to me blab on about nonsense. I hope you guys enjoy the chit chat and, hanging out like it's a little comic club and everyone's friends. I appreciate that you guys are all, familiar with each other and do all that stuff, talking to each other. That's kind of what we're here for, right? So I'm going to get on to Invincible before our boy Sleepy Joe Breen, or is it Eric Biden? Joe Breen or Eric Biden? Which rolls off the tongue better? I like Sleepy Joe Breen. So Eric Breen says stream shuts down in 3, 2, 1. Oh man, I love you, Joe Breen. You got my vote. When I get the 5 different mail-in ballots from various people that don't live here, I'm gonna vote. Put all of them to vote for you. All right, let's get going. I keep reading this chat, and it's just going to take me down a downward spiral to which there's no return. In case you don't remember what happened on the last Invincible, Daddy Invincible showed up at the mall. Some guy had a bomb strapped to him or something. And he like kicked him up and just, I don't know, up in the air, like out of the mall, and he blew up. Comixology, come on. Remarkable. The Gamebox processor is so advanced it could operate this machine for years with a burnout rate of less than 10%. Had we not stopped the Mahler twins before they activated them, they would have been nearly unstoppable. Fascinating. Simply fascinating. Robot? Hello, Invincible. What can I do for you? I'm trying to find Eve. Do you know where she is? Eve and Rex are out on a mission right now, but they should be checking in here before they go home for the night. Crap. I really need to talk to her. Would you like me to give her a message? Wait a minute. You know she's dating Rex, right? Yeah. That's not what this is about at all. It's these mall bombings. Well, this is going to sound weird, but someone is turning kids from our school into human bombs. I know. I mean, it's late and all, but I just wanted to let her know so that... Wait, what? Residue found at the blast sites indicate that the timing mechanisms and all the bombs were organic in nature. More than likely, human circulatory systems provide the catalyst. From that, it was merely a process of elimination to determine the age and relation of the humans that are being used as bombs. I didn't know they were all from your school in particular, but I'm sure I would have, eventually. Well, I'm only sure that the most recent one went to my school, but he's one of the 3 kids that are missing. Well, if it isn't our new pal Invincible, what are you doing here? I think the mall bombings are connected to missing kids at our school. Any idea who's behind it? Oh. Wait a second. They did the... Okay. Sorry, I think that it's connected, blah, blah. Oh, God, that's awful. Bye, babe. Smick. Any idea who's behind it? No, and there's nothing we can do about that tonight. I suggest you two go home and get some sleep, then keep your eyes open at school tomorrow. I'll let you know if I figure out anything on my own. Mom? What are you still doing up? Aren't I allowed to watch some late-night TV in my own house? Besides, I should be asking you the same question, young man. When you left after dinner, you said you'd only be a few minutes. Just because you're wearing tights doesn't mean you don't have a curfew. I guess I just got tied up at the teen team's place. You're not worrying about Dad, are you? I can sit here and watch him battle 100-foot dragons on TV all day long. But for some reason, every time he's in another dimension, I can't help but assume the worst. I just never know what to think. There's no way of telling how long he'll be gone. Do you remember when you were little and he was gone for almost 6 months? He missed your birthday that year. It's gonna be okay, Mom. Don't worry about Dad. He'll be back. So, Mark, what do you think of all this? I can't believe they expected us to eat boiled chicken for lunch. It's inhumane. No, this mall bombing stuff. I don't know. It's unsettling. I mean, I know this is going to sound bad, but I'm trying not to think about it. Well, that's a great way to figure this thing out. Sorry, but let's be realistic. Should we be searching for clues right now? I, for one, am not dressed for that sort of thing, and we don't even have a dog. Don't think for a second that I don't want to catch this guy. I just think that we don't really have anything to go on right now, right? I guess. I mean, there are plenty of possibilities, but really nothing to point us in any direction. No kidding. I wish it were just a big monster we could punch. I hear you. The fighting part is so much easier than the thinking part. To tell you the truth, I think that's really the only part I'm actually qualified for. Oh, come on. You're not that tough. Thanks. Don't mention it. So, I guess I'll see you in Mr. Hiles' class later? That's the plan. And I'll try to keep my eyes open for anything suspicious until then. After trials set forth by the lords, the father and uncle were put to death and buried under the arena. The father's head was severed and placed in a tree as warning to others. One day, the father called a girl over to the tree. She complied. When she was asked to hold out her hand, the father spit in her hand, impregnating her. When this girl's father found out, she was banished to the middle world of humans. She had twins who she named Hunapu and Zbalank, the hero twins. These twins would be responsible for populating the entire world. This is just one of many fables from the ancient Mayan civilization. We'll be studying fables from around the world over the next 2 weeks, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now, if you'll turn your books to page 319, I'll go over your homework for tonight. Did you spot anything? No, I didn't see anything strange. I'm sure you're all aware that midterms are in a couple of weeks, so I just want to remind you that the test coming up can either help your bad grade or hurt your good grade. So please, study for this one, okay? What about you? Nothing. Excuse me, you two. Samantha Eve Wilkins, just because I allowed you to switch seats with Mr. Dunlap doesn't mean I'm going to condone you and your new boyfriend interrupting my lectures. Mr. Grayson, just because you don't allot enough time for talking when you two are alone doesn't mean you can make up for that in my class. Quite frankly, I expect more out of you two lovebirds. Ha 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 ha. She's not my girlfriend. Sorry, I was jumping to conclusions, but the fact remains that you've caused me to waste the last 10 minutes of my class today. Bring. Sorry, sir. I'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again. You do that, jerk. So, that was uncomfortable. Yeah. It wouldn't have been so bad if... Ring, ring. Hold on. Oh, look who it is. Hey, robot, what's up? I've been using secondary underrating systems to run checks of all employees of your high school, teachers, custodians, bus drivers, everyone, and I... Hold on. As I was saying, I was checking the background and employment histories of the employees of your school, cross-referencing their information with the necessary knowledge needed to construct a bomb like the ones used in the mall bombings. I thought it might be a futile effort, resulting in nothing but dead ends. Thankfully, I was wrong. Surprisingly, your physics teacher, David Hiles, is a former weapons engineer for Global Tech, a military-sanctioned research firm. It's not definitive evidence of his guilt, but I'm 99.8% sure that he's who you're looking for. Boom. After I get off with you, I'm going to put in a call to the police and see if I can't at least get a squad car sent out to his house. I'm going to give you his address so you can check the place out before he gets home from school. Uh-huh. Okay. Bye. You're not going to believe this. What? I'll tell you on the way. Come on, we've got to get changed. To the cafeteria dumpster. Ha! So, he called you on a cell phone? Sorry, the signal watch is in the shop. Geez, what do you expect him to call me on? Oh. Hey, why don't you guys find your own spot? Well, that really killed our time. What should we do now? Ask him questions, I guess. According to the robot, the police would be on the way. How dangerous could he be? Hold it right there, sir. I didn't expect to get caught quite this early, and I certainly expected more conventional authorities when the time did come. Very well. Mark, Samantha, please do come inside. Huh? How did he recognize us when you're not even wearing a mask? This is weird. Guided views broken. I am trying to go to the next. It literally won't advance. How funny. Let's see if we can fix this. Oh, there we go. How did you... Are you kidding me? You're not even wearing a mask. Good call, Kirkman. Follow me. I'll show you to the fourth missing student. I assure you I have no intention of resisting. Fourth? Yes, one of them hasn't been reported missing yet. It's just through here. It? Yes, it. I can't think of a more fitting segue into my confession. You see, it was the constant pestering and belittling from things like what you see You see, it was the constant pestering and belittling from things like what you see before you that caused my son to commit suicide. My son's suicide resulting in my divorce, and my divorce led me to losing my job. Derek! I'll spare you the boring details. It's not the death of my son that I'm avenging. That would be far too cliche. No. It's the destruction of my life that has me seeking revenge. It's the domino effect of pain and sorrow that these monsters create. Children that spend too much time at the mall, attending parties, consuming alcohol, and play sports when they should be studying and doing homework. What did you do to him? What I did to all of them. I turned him into a living bomb, an instrument with which to enact my revenge, my crusade to end the pain and sorrow caused by these popular kids. And I can't think of a more appropriate end to my crusade than the death of two superheroes. Oh dear, I must have started the timer too late after you got here. No matter, you'll have a few more seconds to... I'm not waiting around for this. Come here. Goom. That stuff in class today was uncalled for. You know, you really ruined my afternoon. Well, now that I've got you all to myself, Cha-thoom! Thoom. If I keep this up, I'm going to give myself a heart attack. So, is it over? Robot is coming by to do a sweep of the house to check for anything dangerous. I think the police will be wrapped up here shortly. You can just go home if you want. I'm going to leave after Robot gets here. Sounds like a plan to me. The sooner I put this behind me, the better. Hey, is Dad back yet? Not yet. Go upstairs and clean up so we can eat. I thought I was going to have dinner alone tonight. I need to shave. Thank God. So, anything interesting happened to either of you today? I found out one of my teachers was turning my classmates into organic bombs in order to take revenge on kids he felt like were like the ones that led his son to commit suicide. Apparently, he turned himself into a bomb also and tried to kill me and a friend of mine, but I flew him to Antarctica before he blew up so that he wouldn't hurt anyone. I spent the last 8 months enslaved by an army from an alternate dimension, although it seems much less time has passed here. About a week ago, I led a revolt against my captors and regained control of my powers. Today, a team of scientists from the rebellion found a way to get me home. That's nice. Who's ready for dessert? The end. And that was Invincible, the first story arc. Looks like this is... Oh yeah, it looks like they're doing costume development, sketching. I like when they do the extra stuff like that. All right, back to the chat. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Eric Breen says, congratulations on winning your primary AOC. Thank you. Thank you very much. I plan on winning against my final opponent in the November election. Jimmy says, well, the stream isn't shut down. I might as well report it. How funny. Thanks. That was kind of funny, Jimmy. Melissa says, AOC is a communist bitch. Hey, I'm not a communist bitch. Christopher Barker says, Ash sounds like a robot. Well, I was reading a robot. I didn't know what voice to give him. I didn't know how long these characters were going to be around. I thought he was going to be like a little bit part. So I was like, I don't know what kind of voice he should have. I'll just read him like a robot because he's a robot. And now he's like all over the place. And I feel kind of stupid doing that voice, but I'm kind of committed. What are you going to do? That female superhero seems to think that people, especially guys, won't look at her face in that costume. Hence why she doesn't wear a mask. Yeah, some of the stuff in this book was a little weird. I kind of rolled with it because it's an indie book. But you can definitely see some of the amateur some of the amateur mistakes in the way this book was done, probably because there was no editor. It's an Image book, creator owned. And of course, this is before Robert Hickman became the superstar that he is. So this is early work. There's some fun stuff here, but this is definitely a lot more raw than the Kirkman I'm used to. I was warned that the early parts of this series, they're a little bit rough, but it gets better as it goes on. So this is going to be the last Invincible that I read, because it's the end of the first volume. If you enjoyed it, you can pick up more. I believe this is on Comixology Unlimited. Well, this one was, at least. Yeah, so here, Volume 2, 8 is Enough, is on Comixology Unlimited. So if you have Comixology Unlimited, you can check these out yourself, read them. Or if you really liked it, you can go buy them physical copies at your local comic book store. Support them. And yeah, that's it. Another stream in the books. Somehow I am still here. Apparently Jimmy's report didn't go through, but at least we know who's doing it. Ronnie says the story is good, but the art, I'll put up with it for the story. Now, the art does get better from what I understand. This artist did not stick around too long. Ryan Otley is actually the main artist of this book. Now, I'm not really a big Ryan Otley fan. I think he's very much overrated. But he's better than the art that we just had. And he's fine for an indie book. I just don't like him for like Amazing Spider-Man. But Marvel is full of terrible artists. So I guess in today's day and age, he's pretty solid. I'm going to take off. I'm really tired. Jimmy asked if we're going to be anyone in Discord. I won't be. Of course, you guys are all welcome to go there and chit chat anytime you want. Eric's already sleeping. Sleepy Joe Breen. Hopefully he gets his good night rest. I appreciate you guys all being here for a little bit of a, probably lower energy than normal stream. You guys make it fun for me. I look forward to these every other night, except for the night that there's 2 nights. So I guess I have to wait 2 more nights for Sunday stream. Sunday we're going to do a new book because Invincible's over. What will it be? Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel.